Wigan Athletic had met Manchester City in the League Cup in September. And Manchester City won 5-0 at the Etihad. So going into that game, I felt there could be advantage for us, that Manchester City underestimate us due to the fact that they had beaten us, Wigan, under the previous manager, Owen Cole, in September 5-0. So going into that game, we have used in the league Wigan, because when I started on the 9th of December, we was number 15 in the league with 15 points to make up to the playoffs. So I decided at the time we're playing majority of our games 4-3-3 with 3 strikers up top to put a lot of pressure on the opposition, because we needed to chase wins. We needed to win games to climb up the table. In the FA Cup, in the previous rounds against Crystal Palace and Cardiff, 2 other Premier League clubs, we decided to play a 3 or 5-3-2, and both games we won. I decided then to go with the same formation into that game at the Etihad. So we decided to go again, Scott Carson in goal, a back 3 or back 5, with Perch, Emerson Boyce, Ramis, McCann, the midfield player. We decided to play him left side centre half, and Craney, left wing back. Bojajor was not available for us, who was an outstanding left wing back who played that position many times before for Chile, but he wasn't available for that game. In midfield, I opted to play Jordi Gomez, James MacArthur, and McEachran. 3 players who with very good running ability, but also very good footballing ability, to make sure that when we're winning the ball, that we're not losing the ball immediately and the next wave coming. So we had a lot of football in midfield. And up front, I played Callum McManaman on that side to make sure that Clichy, who had a bad experience with McManaman in the FA Cup final before, would be holded back. And I opted to go for Marco Fortune to do a really good job on Yaya, who was their most creative midfielder, and to not giving him a lot of time on the ball. And we tried to dirigate the game to the right side. The game plan was obviously seeing Manchester City a lot and knowing a lot about them, was obviously to make the middle of the pitch very compact, not giving a lot of spaces in between the lines for Nasri, for Aguero to get on the ball. In midfield, obviously to try to neutralize Yaya Toure, who was the absolute playmaker. I felt Garcia will not hurt us as much when he's more often on the ball, and play a little bit safe to try to keep Clichy back and try to occupy them too by looking after McManaman. The key role was Marco Fortune, a striker who very often got underestimated, because everybody judged Marco only on goals. I think for me in my time in Wigan, he was very important. He got goals, he made goals, like he did the penalty in that game, but he did a fantastic job for the team. He basically, the defenders had the ball, Lescott and Demichelis. Natural, by having McManaman on that side, the ball ended up very, very much with Demichelis. And we wanted to get the ball into Micaiah Richards. Micaiah Richards is a very good player, but we felt by having here Navas and Micaiah Richards obviously in straight lines, will give us great options to win the ball back and counter them. So Marco Fortune worked on Yaya. Every time the ball ended up with Micaiah Richards, he immediately went from Yaya away, and we locked up that side with Graney right on right on Navas, Mecan right on Negredo or Aguero, and we locked up that side, and we had a lot of joy out by winning the ball in those tight areas. When we then got the ball, we had immediately footballers who was capable of keeping the ball, but also to get McManaman in those pockets on the counter, or Marco Fortuna to work in beyond Micaiah Richards, where also come the penalty on that side for the 1-0. Yeah, we talked a lot about the dynamics of our left-hand side and Manchester City's right-hand side. Coming again back to Marco Fortuna, he did a tremendous job on Yaya Toure. Didn't allow him to get on the ball, frustrated Yaya, and then work off him to be a threat offensively. Like the second goal, he tried to go in beyond to try to track the centre halves out of position. Craney, very energetic, a very good experienced player, very tenacious, had the energy to go from Navas, join the attack. Both created a scenario 2v2 on the sides where we had Perch and McManaman in the middle of the pitch. Marco Fortuna crossed the ball in, clearance is out, where our midfielders and James McArthur was giving us the physicality, the ball winning qualities from the three. Jordi and McEachran are very good footballers, very good running ability to deny people spaces, but ball winning quality was James McArthur. He winning the second ball, drives on, and then comes across on the far post, where James Perch attacked the far post, used that split second, comes on the right side from Clichy, and scores on the back post. You saw how many people we committed in attack. We not only defended the game, majority of the game obviously we stood in that mid-lower block to deny Manchester City. We needed a great mentality to do that, and enjoying to being in the game without having the ball. But when we had the chance to attack, we did. We committed numbers. We commit. Both wing backs has been involved in the goal. Craney is setting up the cross. James Perch on the far post to score. That has shown the intent we had, not only to defend, to take our chances, especially on the counter. And that was the second goal. Came the 53rd minute. We felt we're leading 2-0. Certainly you see on the sideline 3 substitutions, Silva, Checo and Milner. And you think, wow, where that will end up. But I think for 70, 75 minutes we did a perfect game. The last 50 minutes we was hanging on. They changed the dynamics of the team with David Silva. Then certainly they had more creativity in the middle of the pitch. And obviously we got tired. We needed to put in an enormous amount of work rate to execute the game plan. And in the end, we had also a little bit lady luck on our side. But I think we deserved it because over 70 minutes, 75 minutes, we did the perfect game.